Hey you guys, this is Yobilo coming to you with another Wi-Fi battle. This one is against the one, the only, the LucarioLegend. Great guy. I am in awe of his battling style. Anyways, let's get this battle started. Now I'm gonna be leading off with a Hydragion, aka my quick scope. He's gonna be leading off with a Skarmory, and because I'm predicting that, he's predicting that my Hydragion is gonna go into some powerful move. He switches out and goes into his T-Tar, while I predict that and go for the Glaciate. And in case you guys didn't know, Glaciate is a new move, which lowers your speed by -2, I'm pretty sure. Anyways, even if this thing is a Scarf set, I know I'm going to be able to outspeed this thing, so I'm going to go for the Focus Blast, and that hits well, but unfortunately it does not have enough power to KO, so he's going to take advantage of that and go for the Stealth Rock, while I see that he's probably going to switch out, so I'm going to switch out too. Or I do switch out? No, I don't switch out. I'm so sorry. I go for the Draco Meteor as he switches out into his Uniclus, and I see that it could be a two-hit KO, so I'm gonna stay in, hoping that he doesn't switch out. And luckily for me, he doesn't switch out. I do hit the Draco Meteor, but unfortunately, he lives that with just a sliver of HP. Anyways, he's gonna get off the recover, and because he hit off the recover, I am now at a -4 position, which I do not want, so I'm going to switch out and go into my PB and, yes, PB and, which is, for you guys know, a Jellicent. He goes for the recover, knowing he can take advantage of that, plus his Uniclus is now at full health, so of course he's gonna recover. Anyways, I go to my PB and me predicting the Trick Room shenaniganary that this thing carries, I'm gonna go with the Taunt. And luckily for me, it goes into a Rotom, so no tricking of any sort here. So I'm going to stay in, hoping that he goes for the Volt Switch, and if not, then I'm going to try to Toxic this thing, so that way it's out of the match early on. And I see he goes for the Thunderbolt, and it does quite a chunk of damage, so I'm really predicting that this thing is probably Scarfed. But as I could tell from the Sandstorm damage, that he is in fact a leftover, so he's probably playing more defensively. So I'm gonna stay in as a death fodder. I'm not sure why, honestly. I probably should have calculated what I could have done with this Jellicent. I'm pretty sure it could have been valuable later on. But anyways, death fodder, and I go into my what do I go into right now? Oh yes, I go into my quick scope. And as I go into my quick scope, I'm thinking I could probably finish this off with the Draco Meteor. But unfortunately, he does switch out and goes into his Jirachi, which was really bugging me throughout the match. Anyways, I go with the Draco Meteor. It does barely a quarter, and because of that, I'm thinking it's probably specially defensive, especially bulky, whatever. So I switch out. I go into my Bronzong, just trying to get some early rocks in, as he goes for the Wish. Now I kept thinking, why would he go for the Wish? I mean, I know Bronzong aren't exactly the most like offensive Pokemon, but what do I know? Anyways, he switches into his T-Tar. Great switch on his part because now his T-Tar is at great health. And as for me, I am just gonna go with the safe play and go for the Earthquake. But unfortunately, he does go into the Skarmory, which is bad on my part. I should have seen that coming. Anyways, I switch out because I can't really touch the Skarmory, so I go into my Scizor, hoping that I could probably get a Sword Stance, a Roost, because of the Stealth Rock, but he makes an incredible play and goes for the Taunt. And because he goes for the Taunt, there goes my Sword Stance and Roost, so I can only Brick Break away, but Brick Break hardly does anything, so he goes for the Spikes, taking advantage of this. And as I go for my second Brick Break, he's gonna Whirlwind me out into my other Pokemon. But, oh, sorry, he carries the Roar, my bad. Anyways, but unfortunately for him, he switches me into my Reuniclus, which doesn't take any damage. But he's probably predicting that I'm gonna go for a Calm Mind or a Trick Room, so me taking advantage of that, I'm gonna go for a Focus Blast. I don't carry either one of those moves, but because I am a bit of offensive Reuniclus. But he does see through that, and then he switches into his Jirachi as I go for the Focus Blast, but unfortunately I don't hit the Focus Blast, but that doesn't really matter. As you can see, he is a specially defensive Pokemon, so it wouldn't have done much. He goes for the Body Slam as he's trying to Para-Flinch me, pardon me. Um, and me playing, I guess, luck. I'm not sure why I stayed in, but I tried to go for the recover, or no, not the recover. He taunted me. Anyways, I try to stay in, probably testing my luck, but it doesn't work out in my favor. So I'm gonna switch into my Scyther as a death fodder, as he goes in for the Iron Head. But of course, I'm death fodder because of the rocks. And now I get a clean sweep. I mean, a clean switch. Sorry, a clean switch, and I go into my Gengar, maybe scaring it off. And in case I do, I go for the substitute, and he switches into his Tyranitar. And at this time right now, I thought that I had the Focus Blast, which I was like, yay, happy face, smiles. Anyways, but unfortunately, I do carry the Thunder instead of the Focus Blast, because I remember now that I had a Rain Dance team that I was going up against, so I wanted to switch out between that. So incredibly stupid on my part. It really could have helped out throughout the match. Anyways, he hits me with a Pursuit, but me seeing that, I'm gonna play it safe and go for the disable, so that way he cannot hit me as I'm switching out, which is really good on my part, because now I get a clean, well, somewhat clean switch into my other Pokemon, which is going to be a Bronzong, as he goes for the Flamethrower, probably predicting that. And as he goes for the Flamethrower, I thought, okay, well, I'm a special defensive Pokemon, so I'm good. But he gets the burn, which is really, really horrible. Anyways, he switches out, fearing the Earthquake, so he goes into his Rotom. And now as his Rotom, I'm gonna go switch out, double switch, into my Reuniclus. And Reuniclus was a great play on my part, but unfortunately, he is gonna kill me off because I am slower than the Rotom, so he goes for the Hydro Pump, and I stay in as a Death Fodder. So there goes my Reuniclus, sadly. Anyways, I'm gonna go into my... what do I go into right now? Oh, my Gengar. Scaring him out, but unfortunately he does switch into his Jirachi, which is really bad, because this Jirachi is just tossing me in many places without a sweat, so this thing is really, really bad for me. So I'm gonna go for the Shadow Ball. I do hit the Thunder, which I was surprised about. I was actually hoping for the Parahax. I'm praying for luck at this point right now. He goes for the Wish, and me seeing the Wish, I'm pretty sure that he's got the Protect, or if not, he's gonna switch out to another Pokemon, which is really bad on my part, so I'm gonna switch out, hoping that he does switch out. And go into my Hydreigon. But unfortunately, I did forget about the Spikes and the Stealth Rock, which really hurt me right here, as he goes for the Protect. Now, me seeing that he does have Protect, I know he's going to go for the Protect next turn, so I just stay in as, honestly, a Death Fodder. That's all I could use this for. Which is really bad, because now he's at a great advantage, because he's got full HP back, but now my Hydreigon is gone, and so this really is bad. It's looking bleak for me. I go into my my Bronzong, hoping to scare it out, and I do scare it out. And he goes into his Garchomp, and I make a great play here. I go for the Hidden Power Ice, and it hits home, but unfortunately, it is not enough to KO. And him fearing the Hidden Power Ice, he is gonna switch out. I'm not sure why. He would have been faster, but whatever. Anyways, he goes into his T-Tar, and as he goes into his T-Tar, I go for the Hidden Power Ice, going for the safe play. But I knew he's probably going to switch out. Either way, I would have been okay with it. Anyways, I am burnt, so even if I went for the Earthquake, it wouldn't have done as much. And he does hit me with a Flamethrower, but it hits me down to 4 HP, which I thought was pretty funny. Anyways, that burn is going to take me out, and my last Pokemon is a Gengar, and as you can tell, he just won the game right now. Anyways, it was a 6-0 sweep on his part, but the reason I decided to upload this was for 2 reasons. Well, 3 reasons, actually. One, because it really shows how powerful of a team a Sandstorm team could be. 2, because he asked me to upload a video, and I thought this was the most suitable one that actually shows his playstyle, how aggressive he is, and honestly, just telling from the battle, looking back at the battle, you could tell that he is an incredible battler. You should really hit him up for a battle sometime. Honestly, go do it now. Anyways, as you can see from my Gengar, he is causing a bit of mischief with Parahaxes and Thunders hitting. Anyways, and thirdly, It was a great battle. Honestly, it could have. The score doesn't even matter to me. The point of this battle was to have fun, and honestly, he brought his A game. I really should have brought my A game, but what can you do? Anyways, great game. See you guys next time.